What's up, everyone? I'm the devastating Just Cause, and this is DJC Game Studios. We have a special treat for you today. By the way, I have added a tab on top of the tree. You can't see it, it's out of frame.
Are you gonna talk about...
Give me 2 seconds, I'm about to introduce it. You know what, let's just do this. Art's got a new show on the DJC Game Studios Patreon, so I told him
Promise.
as a goof, but now apparently it's fact. We are releasing it today for you YouTubers. Just before Thanksgiving, it was released for the patrons, all 4 of them, and they got to see the Art BIGFALL show for the first time, where he interviews Panda Sub 2000.
I sure did. I didn't like
You're
it.
just a weirdo, man. Anyways, so please check it out. We're gonna release this to. This is a way to see what's happening on Patreon, and if you like it, please check it out. Check out the Patreon. We do some homebrew plays. We do some let's plays. We do some skits. We're doing more original shows like this. But this is like. I figure we just release this first episode to show you what you can expect. Once again, this is the Art BIGFALL show on the DJC Game Studios Patreon, and it is $1.99 a month. You can find that on your couch cushions, probably once a week.
I don't even make
We're
that.
only doing it once a month. Insane entertainment. Unfortunately, it's this guy for the first time.
Well, this is very uncomfortable.
I'm not happy about it either.
Well, neither of us are.
Anyways, here we go. The Art BIGFALL Show, Episode 1, the pilot. Will he have more? Let's find out. It all depends if you watch.
Hope you like ears and fingers. Well, everybody, welcome. I'm here on my first show here on the intranet, the intranet hub of web space and web TVs and all that stuff. You get on all your gadgets and check us out. So I'm here with Phoenix McFury. He's the leader or the captain or something of a Panda Sub that flies through the outer space out there around the stars and Saturns and Neptunes and all the different galaxies and the Milky Ways. And you know what? Speaking of Milky Way, my favorite candy bar is a Mars bar, the original one. They don't really make them too much anymore. Just so
is this some of the gripping humor that we'll be seeing on this show?
Absolutely. Abigail's got to poop. Let's just let her down now. Let her down real easy. Oh,
nothing
got
awkward.
Got on my hand.
Nothing awkward about a host holding a plastic flamingo.
It's okay. It's good to have you here. Glad we could meet up. I know the other guy that lets me use this space. He's not here today. We won't bring up bad vibes or talk about him. He's an idiot, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. So my first question is, what do you do all day in a Panda Sub? A Panda Sub. Man, that must be phenomenal. Seeing the stars going by and a Panda Sub, right? You look out the window, you see Saturn, the Neptunes, the Aurora Borealises, the Milky Ways, and the Snickers, and the Mars bars. And you probably even see the planet Mars. You know what else I bet you see is Halley's Comet. When do you ever see Halley's Comet? Wait a second. What about if you mix the Milky Way with the Halley's Comet and a Mars bar and a Snickers, and then melted some Hershey syrup over it with a little bit of whipped cream and a cherry? Now I want ice cream. What's your favorite ice cream?
Who are you? Well, for starters, I just got done hosting our first annual video game extravaganza, video game award show. A lot of fun. That's kind of some of the things that we do on the ship when we're not searching out the galaxy for artifacts from Earth.
Artifacts. My name right there.
Hey, look at that. That's pretty clever, actually.
It's very clever.
You should pat yourself on the back.
Now, what type of artifacts do you search for?
Well, you see, the Earth that you're on right now actually is going to blow up.
Well, I figured that would be happening.
Yeah,
that's a bummer, man. That's a bummer.
It is. It's a pretty big bummer. And with it, because of that explosion, everything went obviously with it. So we're searching the galaxy for all the old pop cultural artifacts that have been thrown across the galaxy.
Once again, art.
That way, we can document the relics of Earth, maybe like kind of like rebuilding Earth, if you will. So that's kind of what we're doing. But when we're not doing that, we're doing fun things like video game extravaganzas or talk shows, things like that.
You did it again, hitting those puns with the pandas. I love it. I love it.
It's pretty good, right?
Pandas are supposed to be the smartest animals on Earth.
Is that what you've heard? It's
Yeah.
not been my experience.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
maybe not then. Well, anyways, got a few more questions.
Lovable, very lovable, wonderful creatures, but not the brightest. Not the brightest.
Now, do you like Michelle Pfeiffer? Great actress. Obviously, she'll be blown up with all of us, but right now she's my best friend and my confidant. I absolutely love her. We go fly fishing up in Elginak, Michigan on the river. A lot of current going there. You don't want to normally fly fish there, but she taught me how.
How did you meet Michelle Pfeiffer, and when was it that you...
He's performing the interview now.
I've got questions. How did you meet Michelle Pfeiffer, and B, when did it come across the table that you both share a deep, passionate love for fly fishing?
Well, it's funny you asked that question, because a lot of people don't believe, like the idiot that used to be in this space. But hey, this is my day, my show. You see the name?
I
there
do.
and there. It's right
hard
there,
to miss.
right here. Oh, missing
Are you
the
pointing
tip
to your
of my
crotch?
fingers when I do
tell.
this. Anyways, the reason what happened is we grew up together. There's not much of an age difference, which you wouldn't even notice, because I look so svelte, if you want to call that a word. I don't even know. I heard it somewhere. Don't even know what it means. Just sounds good. Sounds like velvet. Sounds just like velvet. Anyways, me and her, we met on the set of I should say we were doing a Rice Krispies commercial, and Snap, Crackle, and Pop were running around being all crazy like, and we met. I walked up and I said, "You know what? How you doing? Art BIGFALL." It was like my first commercial. Now, mind you, I was about 5 years old. Didn't really talk that fluid. She came up and just giggled and smacked me across the face and then ran away. So I chased her around a tree, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. You know what? I think it was the other elves. No, they were the ones. I think it was an E.L. Fudge commercial for Keebler. Anyways, the whole question was, do you like Michelle Pfeiffer?
Do I love Michelle Pfeiffer? She was way before my time, but I loved her especially as Selena Kyle in Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Woo!
Oh, that's pretty risque, ooh la la, outfit she was wearing there. Stitched it together herself. You know who taught her that? This guy.
Wow.
Yeah, we had all the leather string, and it was. I tell you what, she made me one. It's a little bit bigger because I have a little bit of a stomach on me.
I wouldn't know.
She had to bring it out. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I always knew you were a good guy. Good guy. You ever seen a grizzly bear?
Have I ever seen a grizzly bear? I've seen them on like old documentaries. But
Big,
no, I've never
stand up.
No, I mean that did scare me for a second. I wasn't sure.
I never seen one either. I just wondered.
Your impersonation of a grizzly bear is pretty.
Seen them on the TV tube. I've never seen it on the. I've seen it on some of the UHF channels. Sometimes they come in a little squiggly, but you could still see it. It's just a little more squiggly between the lines.
Yeah. You haven't run into a bear when you're fly fishing?
No, never. See, they don't usually go in the water where we're at. We use rowboats and we go out into the deep waters, and they're usually on the shore playing with salmon or something.
Okay. Is that what they do? Okay.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't even know what bears are.
Yeah,
I know what panda bears are, though.
Me too.
Smart. So, hey, I got to ask you, where did Man Machine get his name? I mean, is he a machine? Is he a man? Is he a man machine? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, well, it's because he is a man inside a machine.
So there's an actual man.
There's an actual person inside that robot. Correct.
So why does he wear the robot exoskeleton? Like, why doesn't he just be a man?
Like, have you ever seen the movie RoboCop?
Yes, I've seen it once in the
There
theater.
you go.
Me and Michelle actually went and seen it.
Well, so you and Michelle, like pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
your entire backstory is
Oh.
matched with Michelle Pfeiffer.
We could have been something, but she we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, no. So I did see RoboCop. So he's kind of just a man, like a cyborg man, like a
He is
Terminator.
a man
He's like a
who's
Terminator.
now stuck inside of a robot suit to keep him alive.
Well, that is something. That is something, I'll tell you. I still don't understand.
How funny it is.
So I'm going to cut you off and say, do you ever play video games on your Panda sub? And
We do.
What are your favorite video games to play?
So we've got a lot of games. Matter of fact, a lot of games way after your time. What year are you in, by the way?
We're in the 2022 right now.
Okay. A lot of great games that come after that. I won't mention those titles.
Oh.
But we play a lot of retro games like Contra, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Sonic the Hedgehog. These are some favorite games of ours. A lot of platformers we like. And we also love playing FMV games. Do you know what FMV games are?
I have no idea.
Stands for full motion video.
I still don't understand.
So
it's not radio. It's like a television set.
Right. Now we're
right.
getting somewhere. It is more like a television set. It's like a movie that you get to play. So a little scene will play, and then you'll have choices on what you want to do.
Like pausing the Betamax and going fast forward.
Nothing like that, but if it helps you, sure.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't. It really does.
Okay.
But that's really neat. You really didn't answer anything on that, but that is completely fine because I wouldn't have understood. I don't play video games. I don't even know why it's one of my questions.
So it's just fly fishing and leather suit making with Michelle Pfeiffer, and that's it.
Hey, that's my life. That's my life. Like it or no.
It's a good life.
Now, what do you think of flamingos? Just had one here, got some poop on my hands, but that's all good. What do you think of flamingos?
Well, the flamingo in your hand was clearly a fake flamingo.
Well, it's inflatable, but don't mean it's fake. It still has a soul. We'll get into soul taking pretty soon, but that's not.
I'd argue that an inflatable flamingo does not have a soul.
It's I can't get into that. It's a little club or group I'm in that do stuff with souls, so I can't really talk about that right now. But have you ever thought of becoming an inflatable flamingo breeder? Because I could help you out. I could definitely help you out with that.
Is that like how does one become a breeder of a?
I'm glad you asked. So I go what is called to the flamingo verse, right? It is not on Earth as well. It's another dimension on another planet. It pretty much looks like an 80s arcade. And we play a lot of techno music there. There's a lot of flamingo breeding going on. And most of them, inflatable. So you got to blow them up yourself. Now, I can tell you where the valve is located, but this is a family show. So
I would imagine.
Keep that under our hats, if you will. But I will tell you after the show backstage. It's something. It is.
I'm excited. Now, there's flamingo verse.
It gets me excited. That's why I'm not worried about the Earth, because I can go through this interdimensions and go to the difference. I don't really know how the science work. I just use my good old Merlin.
What is a Merlin?
Oh, it's a time travel device that used to be a 1970s Parker Brothers game. Looks like a big red phone. So you just punch in the coordinates and you beam in there.
So this company produced a toy that, unbeknownst to them, produces the effects of time travel.
Yeah. Well, you got to finagle some stuff inside, some wires and whatnot. Okay. But that's more our leader that does that, and I don't have any idea. I don't know how the science works. I just know how to beam all over the place.
Who's your leader?
I can't really divulge that right now.
So you're a pretty mysterious man, Art.
Not really. Let's move on.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's talk about what is your favorite food, especially out there in the outer space.
Well, we don't. It's all made in house, so really, it's a lot of
like on an easy bake oven.
Well, I
used to eat brownies with my cousin on the easy bake oven back in the day. You know who joined us? Michelle Pfeiffer. But that's another story. She brought the whipped cream. We put, I was like, I want Cool Whip. She's like, no, I like Ready Whip. And then we had a whipped cream fight, ran around that tree again. And then those Keebler, maybe that was the other Keebler commercial. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
So I'm getting this straight. Who was doing the Easy Bake Oven? Who was that?
That was my cousin.
So your cousin.
She had an Easy Bake Oven.
Right.
And Michelle Pfeiffer came by with the whipped creams, and I was throwing Cool Whip, and she's throwing the spray with the Ready Whip. Then I pulled out the Easy Cheese, and both of them told me to get lost. And I said, what's wrong with the brownie with a little bit of Easy Cheese, especially the sharp cheddar with the bacon bits?
Yeah.
All right, so my serious question for you is, how do you determine what a silly goose is?
That's your serious question.
Oh, it's serious. Serious as a heart attack, which I've had 5.
Wow, 5 heart attacks, my man. Was Michelle Pfeiffer at any of those 5?
She does not show up to the hospital, no.
So Michelle Pfeiffer, just so I'm clear, has
my best friend.
Your best friend in the world has a steep clause in the friend contract of no heart attacks, no visitation.
She was busy shooting movies all 5 times.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah. She's my best friend. Why wouldn't she show up?
Okay. All right.
So how do you determine what determines actually what a silly goose is?
So a silly goose, would be you right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I consider myself a very serious man. I'm a journalist.
So we're clear. You are talking to a space captain of a very, very important mission, and your serious question, of all the questions in the world, you could ask, my God, what have you found out in space? Have you found extraterrestrial life? Things like that you have no idea about.
Don't care. Right? You're right.
But your question is, how do I define a silly goose?
I don't want to know about E.T. or the Close Encounters or any of that mumbo jumbo sci-fi crap. I want to know how you determine a silly goose.
You're the silly goose.
All right, moving on.
That's the example.
Now, have you ever played? Now, this is one I've maybe dabbled in, but like I said, I'm not a big video game guy. But have you ever played the game Cat Fighter? It's a mystery game. No one knows where it came from. Have you ever found out where Cat Fighter came from?
So we've come across transmissions of that game. We've never played it. We don't know if it exists, but we did catch this the tiniest snippet of gameplay. We think that there must be more gameplay. Clearly, there must be hours and hours of footage out there, but we only saw this tiny little cat fight. That was that.
I think we have a clip. I think it's right here. Would it be that right there?
Yes, it appears you have the same clip.
I'd advise you take your headphones off when listening to that clip, but we won't play it anymore. Moving on. So I'm glad you could find I really don't even care. Let's move on to more serious questions. Do you like massages?
Who's giving them?
Well, I just want to say I just got my license, and I got my massage tool right here. I can set up. It's a little antennae, and it goes on your head. Goes on the back of your head when you put your head through the hole. And that's what I do is I sit right here. It's like a little stool on the back of your head, and it gives you a little bit of pressure. And then I massage just the lower back. So let me know, like I got my license, but do you like massages? I guess I'll have to ask that first.
If the massage is to any capacity of what you just described,
yes.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, had to ask. It's just my job. Had nothing to do personally, just business. How many fingers do you have?
I'm sorry. What did you just ask?
How many fingers?
I'm sorry. Have? That actually was a real question.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No fake ones here. This is real journalism.
Let me ask you, Art. I'm sure you've been doing this for a while. I take it.
47 years.
47 years of interviews.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever come across, outside of Michelle Pfeiffer, anyone that has
You wouldn't answer that.
was during your heart attack, I imagine?
I've seen how many fingers. I've seen how many
You've
fingers.
seen them. Okay.
He's
Did-
got
so
an
on
odd
your-
amount. It's a very odd amount. It doesn't add up to either limb, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to give away Michelle's secrets. That's why she's such a great actress.
Okay. So in this 47 years, I guess
I have
maybe
8. I have 8 of them.
You've had. Can you
I
hold
have
up
8
your
fingers.
hands?
No, I
Can't do
cannot. I'm kidding. They're right here.
Okay.
All 8
mean,
of them. Phalanges, I believe they're called.
do me a favor. Hold them in front of you, and
Okay.
count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. And
Okay.
2 thumbs. This guy, right? Remember
You are
that joke from the 1975s?
That's actually not too bad. All right.
Yeah.
I accept. All right. Well, I have
still need
8.
to know an actual count, or I won't be able to end the interview.
Okay. Well, I have 8 fingers as well.
Okay. Well, that's good, because if you didn't, there'd be a problem. What's your favorite smell?
My favorite smell. I would have to say, I mean, I haven't smelt it in a long time, but I remember I loved the smell of shoes, like a new shoe
I
smell.
like lilacs. You ever smell lilacs? When I walk home from school, when I was a little kid, I would pet the pussy willows and smell the lilacs.
Was there a lilac field where you grew up?
No, not at all. Just in a suburban neighborhood, I would hop the fence, pet the and smell the lilacs.
And we're talking about flowers, right?
Yeah, pussy willows and lilacs. They were good. Sometimes I eat them a little bit, but then usually neighbors spray me with a hose, and I'd have to join my friends. You know,
Was
Michelle
there
Pfeiffer
any-
and our other friends.
And your
They'd
other
let me walk like a foot behind. I had to walk a couple squares of sidewalk behind them. I wasn't allowed to walk with them or be seen with them. But she's my best friend, so I
when
understand.
you were eating or licking these, what you were talking about before, the pussy willows, and
Oh yeah, they're furry.
was there ever any flashing red and blue lights around you? Do you recall when that happened?
No, just the hose from the neighbor, and it was
No
pretty
loud
cold.
whistles, like anything that would burn your eyes, almost like a burst that would hit your eyes, and you my eyes, nothing like that.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't understand that. I guess we'll just move on. You like ears?
Do I like in general?
Like ears, yeah. Like a little bloop in the ear. You know?
Let's try this. The last person that you interviewed, how
Okay.
did they answer this question?
That's the first time I've ever asked it.
Oh,
The only
it's the first
other time I ever asked it, Michelle. But I'm not telling you her answer.
Well, because she is a famous actress. We can't give away her
I
secret.
keep that stuff. Got to keep it secret, you know. They got lots of secrets.
Just between you and the fly fishing and Michelle, of course.
We talk a lot about the ears when we do the fly fishing.
I had no idea that Michelle Pfeiffer would just go chime on and on about
Oh, yeah.
ears. Does she talk about the Keebler elves or whatever
She
else?
could. We don't talk about them anymore.
We don't talk about that.
That's
okay.
Sad thing that happened with them. But moving on, she really knows how to make them lures. She does the whole time around this hook and puts it in the vise and wraps the feathers around. She is good. I'm not allowed to there at her place where she makes them anymore, but my best friend. Anyways, so yeah, don't like ears. That's too bad because
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So you love ears. You're really into ears.
I'm indifferent. I'm happy we have them. It's good to hear you. I'm a little annoyed that I'm hearing now, but typically
I don't know why.
Yeah,
DJC's a mean guy, isn't he?
Who? I'm
Just
sorry.
a terrible person. DJC's a mean, terrible, awful person, right?
No. From my experience, actually, DJC. I believe you're talking about. DJ. I think I know who you're talking about. He actually helped us take on Sidra and the Night Stalkers through the power of song. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have had the inspiration to to fight on. So I don't know. I mean, we did.
I have
launch
no
back the
idea what
ship.
you're talking about. Sounds like you're talking about one of them stupid video games that he always talks about. Night
No, we had
Stalkers,
really,
robots.
really big spiders in the hull of our ship that Sidra had. You don't want to hear? Okay.
You are spinning some yarns. And oh, my
Like a spider.
goodness. I don't. Well, they would spin a web, not a yarn.
You
So
get the
I don't get the humor. I really don't get the humor. Is there anything you'd like to know about me? And
so much.
ask away.
I have so many questions.
Well, you can ask 1.5.
1.5 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For starters, who told you that making this show was a good idea?
No one. I thought about it myself right up here.
That makes sense.
Yes.
That
Yes,
makes
yes.
sense.
And you got one more half question
You got
left.
a half a question.
Yeah.
So on the day that Michelle Pfeiffer came to you on the Easy Bake Oven party.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. This is episode number 1. This is going to air on my Patreon first. And then after that, it'll be on the YouTubes for all the interwebs to see, and all the, if you got your Apple computers or you're in television ECS or whatever else you stream, maybe you got a web TV, Commodore 64, a VIC-20. I'm just saying words, just reading off a script at this point. But
People are paying for this.
oh, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Oh boy, I wonder how many episodes we'll have. Probably gonna have many, many years, many, many seasons. And I appreciate you being the very first to come on here. And one day I'd like to go ahead.
I was gonna say.
Whoa! I almost walked over what you were gonna say. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's been an experience.
That's what most people say at the end of interviews. Thank you for being such a kind and sweet person. DJC sucks. Glad we agree. And we will move on, and we'll see you next time on the Art BIGFALL Show. Oh, is there anything you'd like to plug today, by the way, before you take off?
No, not really.
Great. We'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.
What the hell are you looking at? Should I just leave now, I guess? Okay.